Hello everyone, this is RainingStar87 and this is my first YouTube video, so be nice. Today we're on the TooCrafty Fan server, which is a fan server specifically for those who are fans of the TooCrafty server. And the people on the TooCrafty server are great YouTubers such as Arija, Confounded, Random Obsessor, Adrian Alexander, Condrick, Jay Plays, Stud Muffin Sam, Zadecraft, and Grungy Onk Fire. And these guys are really cool. So if you haven't checked them out yet, go ahead and do that. But anyway, I wanted to do a tour of the base that I've been working on this server. So let's get started. So first of all, I want to show off kind of the entryway in the gardens. Am I stuck in AFK? I'm stuck in AFK. Shoot. Oh well. Anyway, we have an entrance with a nice little plaque that tells anybody who comes along that this is RainingStar87's or in-game name Rainman4587's place. As you can hear in the background, there's that really obnoxious nether portal. But anyway, we'll move along. So, now we're moving into the gardens. It's a double path that splits around the main house, which we'll get back to in a minute. We have a nice lovely little garden with a nice little terrace here, and the incorporation of the blue orchid. I absolutely love the blue orchid. When they put it in the game, I was ecstatic because it really pops nicely in gardens. So as we continue the path, we have another little side garden, and we move into the front little bay area, which I've turned into a nice little kind of swampy looking water garden. I really liked how this turned out, and I really like the pathways. But as we move on, I then decided to go ahead and build in kind of a deck little balcony thing. So here we have a little sun area with our nice little sunning things. We can, well, not right now since it's the middle of the night, but RainingStar can get a tan in the morning, which is really nice. And a nice little pool we can swim around in and just kind of chill out and relax and absorb the scenery. Yeah, that's brilliant. Observe the scenery. So let's climb up onto this little balcony over perch. From here you can see that I've kind of tried to mimic a little outdoor cafe slash nice little relaxing deck. And from a distance, we can see after we do a big dive in, slam right into a rock. Good one. We can see what the front of this looks like. As you can see, it just kind of looks like a really nice little porch deck area. I just really am happy with how this turned out. Nice little 2 water fountain features, some cascading vines. I really do like vines, and I tend to overuse them a lot when it comes to my builds. But anyway, let's move along and briefly proceed back up front, and then we can get a look at the main little house. And as you can see, here's what the house looks like from the front. So this house incorporates my usual white and black striping, and I really like that because it's reminiscent of, I believe it's Germanic castles, and I just really kind of like the contrast between the black and the white and the stripes. So you'll see that incorporated in a lot of the builds that I do. But anyway, it's got a nice little balcony, so let's go inside and have a look. When we walk in, we immediately see a nice little checkered floor pattern, which I have stolen from Arija. This is one of his favorite things to do. Or not one of his favorite things, but he likes geometric shapes. And so, anyway, he was in here the other day and he was like, hey, that looks familiar. And I'm like, yeah, I stole it from a famous YouTuber. So, anyway, then we have a simple storage system. We've got, basically it's categorical as opposed to just items. And for instance, we've got mine materials, which is anything that you could possibly mine, mob drops, and etc. As I acquire more stuff, I'll be working on a much more complicated storage system, but for right now this works. We then have a very crude and simplistic auto smelter, and just your regular stuff that you would need while you're doing basic Minecraft. So let's go upstairs to the bedroom. And as you can see, we have a simple enchanting room and then a bed, because that's pretty much necessary. Now I'd like to point out here that I put in these birch wood beams. And for most of you, or for anyone who follows the famous Lapis Lauri, you know that she loves to use birch. So this was a homage to her, as she's one of my favorite YouTubers and just an all-around great person. So anyway, then we have two balconies. One that leads us out to the front garden, and you can get a much better view from up here about what the front garden looks like. And then we have a balcony off the back so we can look into the forest and make sure that our creepers and spiders and skeletons are being held at bay by this rather ugly wall. I need to go ahead and update that at some point, but after I ran around lighting up all the caves down below, I found out that the mob spawn ratio at night was just too high, and we had creepers sneaking in, blowing up things, or trying to blow up me anyway, and so we couldn't have that, so we just put up a simple wall for right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over into the greenhouse, which basically is just serving as our food source. We've got potatoes, pumpkins, carrots, melons, and wheat, and basically it just initially, before I put up the wall, served as a safe place for me to go and harvest stuff at night. But now that the wall's up, it kind of doesn't really need to be encased anymore. But I really liked how it turned out and how it kind of looks greenhousey and everything, so I'm going to keep it. But anyway, let's see. Where's the next stop on our tour? Oh yeah, let's check out the potions room. So, some of you might have seen this earlier when we were swimming around out front, but if you look down into the water, you can kind of see this mysterious looking room downstairs. So, we're going to go ahead and check that out. We're going to take the secret passage, and as we travel down this nice little glass enclosed hallway, we pop out into this nice little observation deck, having more of those blue orchids, which I love so much, and then a little bit of netherwort. And if the netherwort wasn't a clue what's else is down here, we have the automated potions room. This thing was a pain to put together. First of all, I was putting in an underground room, so I had to go in and clear every single water block by hand, and that took forever. And then I had to build this, and I really wanted to incorporate a automated light system that would tell me when I had actually run out of a particular item, because I like to make a lot of potions, particularly the splash potions of harming. But anyway, how this basically works is we go in here and we hit the dispenser, and we wait for it to fill up with water bottles, which are supplied from here. We have an infinite water source, so we continually renew that. Anyway, after that, we then decide what kind of potion we're going to make. So we're going to make a potion of instant harming. So we've got some netherwort. We need a spider eye. We need a fermented spider eye, which didn't actually come through. For some reason, the fermented spider eye keeps breaking, and I'm not sure why that is. I've moved it around a couple of times, but I can't quite make that dispenser work. And so I will go in and break the redstone that's wired up back there, and then replace it, and then it works for once, and then it breaks again. Anyway, not sure why that is. If I do figure it out, I'll give you a video update. But anyway, as it goes, everything ends up into the hopper and then is fed into the brewing stand, and when all is said and done, you'll get several potions of harming. So I've got this rigged up for all of your ingredients, so you just run around and hit whichever button to make whatever potion you're interested in. I use a lot of underwater breathing potions, so I'm constantly fishing trying to get those puffer fish. But anyway, hopefully it's done by now, maybe? Almost. So, anyway, we'll go ahead and grab those 3 potions of harming and take a little break because we have a little bit of walk to go until we get to the spider spawner. So, we'll take a little break and I'll be right back with you when I get to the spider spawner.
And we're back.
If you can't tell by the arrow that used to be in the back of my head but now magically disappeared, I had an accidental run-in with a skeleton on the way down here. But that's okay, we were able to dispatch him pretty quickly. But here's the spider spawner. So, there we go. Let's put the cursor back on, or else I'm blind. So, while I was working down in my strip mine, the only spawner I found so far was this spider spawner. I know as far as an XP farm goes, it's not the best, but it's close to my base, and so that's what we went with. So we went with the basic crusher design, which kind of works as follows. You hit the lever, puts up the gate, hit the button, and we crush those spiders. And this is one of the most basic commands for spider XP farms that most people use, so there's nothing special about it. It was probably the most expansive redstone work that I've ever done. Redstone and I don't typically get along, so I was really happy when this actually worked. But anyway, after you're done crushing the spiders, you can either hit them, or my preferred method is to throw a splash potion of harming at them and go get all that wonderful XP. Then we just flip the gate, more spiders can come in, and the water flow knocks all of the mob drops into this chest down here. Now, when I'm waiting outside of the spider spawner, I really don't like to go AFK, so in order to fill my time, I'll sit here and fish for a while, and try to get those elusive puffer fish that I'm always trying to get. Anyway, other things we've got going on with the spider spawner, we have some, off of the spider spawner, we have another enchanting room that was kind of designed up nice and well, and it's nice because then I can go and enchant the items just right after the spiders. So if I have 3 or 4 items, I can just sit here for several hours and then go back and forth. Now the TooCrafty Fan server has a really, really nice blaze spawner, so if I really need some XP, that's where I go. But anyway, we'll cut here, and I'll see you all back at the base, and we're back. So, that concludes the tour of this base. I want to thank you all for watching, and I wanted to talk a little bit about future projects that I want to do on this server. So, right now, my wonderful, lovely horse Elvira has one of the ugliest stables known to man. So one of the future projects I want to work on is building her a really nice, lovely, beautiful stable. Something that'll go well with all the rest of the nice, wonderful things that I've constructed. But for right now, she gets a nice little ugly stable. Mainly because after I spent over an hour and a half trying to get her back. So the closest horse spawn is about 700 blocks in that direction across an ocean. So I had to first of all tame her and then drag her with a lead across the ocean, and by the time I got back here it was dark and I was about 100 blocks too far that way. So I tried to run it back, but with all the mobs and everything it was kind of comical. I almost got killed about 3 or 4 times. Elvira almost died twice, so it was really quite an ordeal. It would have been amazingly funny if I had been recording at that time, but oh well. Anyway, future other projects that I'd like to do include potentially building a lighthouse over in the distance here, and then potentially some form of sky base up here, and somehow connect that back down. Because I've always wanted to build something in the sky that would look impressive, and I think it would look nice here. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Thanks again.